Welcome to question 6. Suppose your town is laid out on a grid as shown. The location of your house, H, 3, -1, and your friend's house, F, 0, 3, are placed on a grid in relation to the center of town, 0, 0. Each unit on the grid is equal to 1 mile. The distance from your house to your friend's house, if that distance could be walked in a straight line, is blank miles. Enter your answer as a number that correctly fills in the blank in the previous sentence. Round your answer to 1 decimal place if necessary, like this. Okay, so this gives you an option. It's not telling you have to use the algebraic formula for the distance, and it is giving you a grid. So, what is it asking for? It's asking for a straight line distance. Okay, that looks like the hypotenuse, so we could use our contextual representation of this formula, which is the horizontal distance. So if I were to go horizontally, 1, 2, 3, so the horizontal distance is 3 units. And now if I were to go vertically, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, why are we creating this right triangle? And it has to go back because the distance formula comes from the Pythagorean theorem. I wouldn't even have to memorize the distance formula if I could just remember the Pythagorean theorem, that is the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The distance formula is just one more step because they're saying when you're finding the distance of something, you're always going to be looking for the value of c, which is the hypotenuse. So again, like if you had a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, and you knew you were always going to be solving for c, the one question is well, this is c squared. How can I just create a formula that is c equals? How do you undo a square? You square root both sides. So by square rooting both sides, which is where this kicks in, you have the square root of a squared plus b squared is equal to c. So that is where this distance formula, they just use d instead of c, is coming from. So that is why I'm saying, like, you could always go back to the Pythagorean theorem if you wanted to, instead of memorizing that distance formula. So with that being said, the distance is equal to the horizontal distance being squared plus the vertical distance. Alright, well, we counted out the horizontal distance to be 3, and we counted the vertical distance to be 4. So if you jump into your calculator, we can go like this. The square root, include your parentheses of 3 squared plus parentheses of 4 squared, close those parentheses. So that comes out to be 5. So our distance is equal to 5. 5 what? What's the context of this? And it says in miles. So what that means is that the distance from your house to your friend's house, if it could be walked in a straight line, you would walk 5 miles in a straight line to end up at your friend's house. So you just type in 5. I hope that helps.